Howdy, friend. Sam Houston here, hoping you're living in high cotton. And if you're lucky enough to be in Texas, I know you're most of the way there. Now enjoy your daily dose of Texas history and Texas pride.
Howdy, friend. Welcome back to the Feed Bandit podcast and your Texas History Roundup for January 19th. In 1836, Colonel James Bowie arrived at the Alamo from Goliad with 30 men and General Sam Houston's orders to Lieutenant Colonel James C. Neal to demolish fortifications, but his orders were discretionary. Bowie was impressed with the progress of the fortifications. In a subsequent letter to Governor Henry Smith, he commented, quote, "I cannot eulogize the conduct and character of Colonel Neal too highly," end quote. In 1839, a new form of paper money, or a promissory note called redbacks, in $5, $10, $20, $100, and $500 denominations was approved by President Mirabeau B. Lamar. However, the notes were so overissued that they were undervalued by the time they first appeared, and by early 1842 were worth only a few cents on the dollar. And that, my friend, describes exactly what the Federal Reserve is doing right now to the United States dollar, the U.S. dollar, that we all have in our pockets and digitally in our bank accounts. They are so drastically issuing them, or creating them out of thin air, that they're becoming exceedingly more worthless every single day, and that is pure theft. Pure theft from us of our life that we spent to earn them by the federal government. One more reason we need to leave the swamp of Mordor. In 1890, the Fort Worth Union Stockyards opened for business on a 206-acre site. 3 years later, they were officially incorporated on March 23, 1893. The livestock market in Fort Worth ultimately became the largest livestock market south of Kansas City, and Fort Worth became known as Cowtown. The Fort Worth Stockyards were sold in 1944 and then leased in 1981 to a company which continues the name. In 1891, the Rio Grande Railroad was robbed of mail and $75,000. Two posses were formed, one by Santiago Brito and the other by Matthew Brown. Brito was a Texas Ranger and former sheriff and city marshal at Brownsville, but had lost his office to Brown. Brito captured the robbers but refused to turn them over to Brown until a U.S. Marshal intervened and ordered them locked up in the jail under Brown's control. Brown was shot during a cattle drive less than a year later, and Brito was shot and killed in August 1892. In 1918, Camp John Wise was established near San Antonio for the U.S. Balloon School to train personnel for military reconnaissance. The base was equipped with 4 balloons and had a maximum strength of 33 officers and 1,800 enlisted men. It was named for John Wise of Philadelphia, who had set a world record for balloon travel in 1869. The camp closed soon after World War I. In 1980, coaching great Dana X. Bible died in Austin. He coached at Texas A&M and the University of Nebraska and UT Austin. At A&M, he initiated the 12th man, and at Nebraska, he won 6 conference championships. At Texas, he inherited a losing Longhorn team and led them to 2 Southwest Conference championships. Bible became a chartered member of the Pro Football Hall of Fame and was a 1954 recipient of the Amos Alonzo Stagg Award and was elected to the Halls of Fame for all 3 schools where he coached. Okay. Well, that, my friend, was your Texas History Roundup for January 19th. Thank you so much for listening, and we will catch you right back here tomorrow for the next one. All right, you take care.
Well, there you have it. If you like our podcast, check us out at feedbandit.com. There you'll find awesome Texas First outdoors gear and apparel. Your purchase helps support the Bandits and keeps this podcast on the air, fighting for you and for Texas. Remember, preserve the tradition, protect the legacy. Until next time.